Hey, hello everybody. I'm so glad that you guys are joining us. Hope for those of you that are live, so glad that you're here. And of course, those of you on the replay, we're always thrilled that you're able to come back and watch the replay. Today's card is kind of amazing. This is called an acetate card. I love it because the image just really looks like it's floating. I don't know, it's kind of hard with these lights because you're always going to get those reflections. And the best part about this card is we're going to do a little upcycling. So it's going to be a really, really fun card. I'm going to get myself back over here. So Brenda's not with us today. She is out of town. In fact, I'm kind of jealous. Christina and I both are. She is in St. George, Utah, and they're going to go to a theater called Tuacahn. That's amazing. And they are going to see Anastasia and Frozen. One of my favorites. I wish I was there so much.
I know.
But that's okay because tomorrow I get to go see Christina and Jenny and Austin and Matt and lots of other people that I know and love in the musical Something Rock. So I think
we're just as good as Tuacahn.
Huh?
I think we're just as good as
I think so. Yeah. I think so. Yeah. So it's been a busy time here in our house. We've got a wedding coming up in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Lots going on there. And so yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of last minute prep around here, aren't we, Christina?
Yeah.
Well, today's card, I gotta tell you, I really think you're gonna love this one because it is so simple to do. I've got a lot of tips and tricks for this one. And even though I'm only creating the one card, and I'm gonna be using the Countryside dies, you can do this with just about any set of dies you want. And I'll tell you what, I think we're gonna go ahead and get started on it because I've got some other things to show you at the end of the video. So, yeah, Christina, you don't even know about this. So
I don't.
Okay. Yeah, I know. We're going to head back over to the stamping table. And so I told you we're going to do a little upcycling with this card. And let me show you that real quick. How many of you save those pieces of acetate that come in your photopolymer stamp sets? Raise your hands if you do. Raise your hands if you have a lot of them. I have a lot of them. I just keep saving them. And I'm going to come up with something. Well, today's card, we're going to do just that. So we're going to be using our leftovers. If you don't have those, guys, Stampin' Up! Actually sells these. And I got to tell you, they're going to look a lot nicer than this. Can you see how kind of icky these are? Stampin' Up! Sells really nice clean window sheets as well. Yes, they're called window sheets. So you could order those if you don't have any of these to upcycle. But you guys know, I love to upcycle stuff. So before I get into this too much, there is a download that goes along with today's video. And I want to let everybody know, I shared this on simplysimplestamping.com on Tuesday so that you could download it early. Friends, I made a change that's going to make it easier for you. So if you'll just at least go reprint the whole file, or at least reprint page 1. And that is because I let you know what dies to use. I think it's going to make it easier for you. So if you want to go grab that, if you printed it off on Tuesday, all right? But on my website today, it's going to be the corrected one. Friends, if you want to order any of the supplies that I used, you'll find those right here. You can follow this link or click this graphic. It'll take you to the website where you can place this order. So if you're in the United States, I would love to be your demonstrator. And guys, look, it's a really short, easy, quickie supply list. Pretty easy to do. Okay, well, let's jump in because like I said, I've got tips and tricks to share with you. So let's first talk about this acetate itself, window sheet, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to grab a couple pieces. I need pieces that are at least 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And so let me get my little ruler here, make sure I've at least got 4 1/4. Those are not. So let me find some that are a little bigger. Let's see. Let's do these two. These two look good. Yeah, because we do need them to be There we go. That's a 4.5. So, all right, we've got a couple pieces here. So the first thing we want to do is we want to trim these down to our 4.25 by 5.5. And guys, you can easily do this on your paper trimmer. The fun part is seeing it because it's clear. But we're going to go 4.25 by 5.5. One of my favorite things to do is to upcycle. I love finding trash and turning it into treasure. You know what I mean? And this card, I really think it is quite the treasure. It's so unique. I think people really love to get this one. And by the way, these window sheets are pretty firm. This card, I know you guys love cards that stand. This one easily stands, okay? You're not going to have any issue there. Okay, so I've got a couple pieces, 4.25 by 5.5.
I do have a quick question for
Sure.
you. Georgia Mays wants to know, how do you clean the fingerprints off of the acetate sheets?
Well, you're in luck because I was just about to show you that.
Perfect.
Yay! Thank you, Georgia. I actually like to use these little alcohol swabs. I use them for all kinds of things in my stamp room. I clean my clear blocks. I clean gunk. Like you get these little adhesive boogers. Look at that. It'll clean that right off. I mean, I keep alcohol swabs here in my stamp room. It's going to make a little squeaky sound, but you're going to want to really kind of press down because remember, these were here to protect your photopolymer stamps, and now we're going to use them for another purpose. The other thing I want you to know about these, and let me get, I've also got a cloth here. I'm just going to dry it really quick so that we have a nice dry. So can you see? Look at that, Georgia. We cleaned it up pretty good. And if you see, like I see one little spot there, I can hit it again. So yeah, I'm going to clean both of these with this alcohol swab and just give it a quick little dry here. I've just got this cleaning cloth. This is for like eyeglasses and stuff, but really you can use just about anything. And I want you to also keep in mind, Georgia, a lot of this is getting covered, okay? So don't stress too much. We got a lot going on with this acetate covering it. So you might not be too unhappy with it when you're all done. All right, let's see, here we go. So, yeah, and I can see I've still got a little bit there, but I can just come back. I could even, if I needed to, maybe kind of clean it after I get things put together. But we're gonna go with this. So the first thing we've got to do is we got to find a way to put these two pieces together, right? So we're going to be using some designer series paper today. And this is the new Regal Winter paper. Let me get my list here because I want to be able to get my measurements and all for you guys. So Regal Winter, I have got two pieces, 3.5 by 5. And then I have a piece right here. This is 1 inch by 5.5 inches. And I've scored it at 1/2 inch. All right, just like that. Okay, so that's going to be for adhering these two together. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll come back to these here in a second. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind when you're working with acetate is your adhesive's going to show. Okay, your adhesive's going to show. So we have to be real smart and kind of do our best to hide that. So here on the inside, I'm going to use Stampin' Seal. And I want to get started right here at the top. And I want to go straight down without stopping. A lot of times I just use little dots here and here. But because this is going to show on the inside, I want to do all I can to keep it from showing, okay? All right, so there we go. Sticky on both sides, right? So I'm going to, I kind of stuck to it. I'm going to take my acetate. I'm going to put it right down into my score line, line it up. Okay, there's one. Now this one's really easy because I can just put it right inside, lining up everything. All right. There's my card. Now you can see, can you guys see that it looks like I'm off a little bit when I scored? No problem. I'm going to use this side. So that is the base of my card. I'm obviously getting fingerprints all over this. So when I'm all done, you might need to come along and just kind of buff it a little bit with a cleaning cloth. Okay. I also got some adhesive on my fingers just now, so I can come back in. But you know what? I'm not going to. I think all that's going to get covered up. All right, let's move on. We are going to be using the countryside dies for this one. But remember, look at your shaped dies that you have and think about how you can use them. My biggest tip with something like this, if you're using a different set of dies than I am, that use copy paper and practice and kind of see, how do I want these to go together before you ever start putting a card together. All right. So I love to use copy paper to practice things. So let's go ahead and bring in all of the paper. This one I'm going to set aside. This is a piece of basic white. This is a 2 by 3.5. That's the only one I want you to set aside for a minute. We're going to come back to that one. I have got a piece of cherry cobbler. My cherry cobbler is a 4 by 5.5. I have got a piece of basic white. This is a 3 by 4.25. Okay. And then remember our 2 pieces of designer series paper, that beautiful Regal Winter. These were the 3.5 by 5s. All right. In your download for today, I'm going to tell you what dies to use. And I told you here, the die numbers start largest to smallest. All right. So I want to make sure everybody kind of gets how we're going to do this. Let's start with the cherry cobbler. And it says we're going to use die number 1. So that's our largest one. Okay. I'm going to die cut that one. Then we're going to take our designer series paper and we're going to take these 2 pieces. And this is my tip. Put them back to back. Okay. You know, we're going to want pretty sides out. All right. And for this one, we're going to use die number 2, die number 4. Ooh, come here. So that was 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Let me move this for a second because we're going to do some die cutting. And then on this basic white, we're also going to use die number 3. And that was die number 3. Sorry, I should have brought that one in. So yeah, we're almost using all of them. Now, the other thing that's going to help you is you're going to kind of see what dies fit in what. Okay. All right. I'm going to bring in my die cutting machine, friends, because we're going to die cut this because I've got, again, just some tips and tricks I want to share with you as we die cut. So let me get myself some space here. Oh, okay. So because we're doing die cutting, we're going to take base plate 1, cutting plate adapter 2, and cutting plate 3. All right. By the way, Christina is sharing the link to the download for today. And again, if you downloaded it on Tuesday, you're going to want to grab at least page 1 of this corrected one. I shouldn't say corrected. I mean, the measurements and all are right. I just think you're going to like it better because I'll give you the measurements and the dies, which ones that you need. All right, there's my cherry cobbler. So we're done with that one. Now let's bring in, this is that basic white. We'll bring that one in. We're going to die cut that really quickly. And then I'm going to show you the tricks. Sorry, it does shake my table pretty bad, doesn't it, guys? We are going to do, I'm done with that die. Now let's talk about this one because this is kind of the tricky one. Okay, so remember, the paper is back to back. We're going to cut through 2 at the same time. That is important. And let me show you why. Let me find my card. We're going to use a piece here on the inside and on the outside because I don't want that adhesive to show. So I want to cover it. But it is important that I cut through these at the same time. Otherwise, I can't guarantee they're going to line up. So this cutting them at the same time is going to be very important. So there's, let's see, this one was die number 2. I'm going to come in with die number 4. And friends, you can you can stop right here if you want. We can come back to this one if we want to. I'm going to leave it up to you. I know some people are more comfortable cutting through more than what you like to handle, but I got to tell you, this one here on the inside, it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. These two, the first two, the biggest and well, let's see, what was that? That was die 2 and 4. We want this frame to be as perfect as we can. I'm not too worried about this middle one. All right, so here's my other tip. I like to put my cutting plate on. I like to hold these tight, okay, so they don't shift as I'm starting to go through my machine until my machine has grabbed onto them. Once the machine has it, I know I'm good to go, all right? Once those rollers have it, it's not going anywhere. Okay, remember we're cutting through 2. Don't let your machine get too far because we will be coming back to that. So let's see what we have here, friends. Okay, that is our trash. These two that are back to back, let's do our best to keep those together, okay? And then this, you could save it and use it on a project. I mean, you absolutely could. They're super cute. But this in our card today is not, it's trash. And I hate to even say it. I'll probably use it on something else. Now we have 2 of these. You're going to pick your favorite, okay? Because we only need 1 of them. I like that one because I like the extra flowers. All right, friends, here we go. Let's bring our card back in, which it's clear, so it's hard to find. Where's my card? This part always cracks me up. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. There it is. Sorry. I mean, really, because it's clear. It's hard for me to find it. Okay. The first thing we're going to add is our cherry cobbler. We're going to put that here on the inside. Now, I'm going to do something. I'm going to grab just a piece of white paper. Because this is clear, it's kind of hard for me to see the edges. So I'm going to add just some white paper there behind me. And I want to do my best to line it up. I'm going to find my adhesive here. Now, can I be real honest with you? On the back of my card, it's not real pretty. So if that really bothers you, okay, if that really bothers you, you are always welcome to put something, another piece of this on top. So it'll never be seen, okay? I'm going to leave that up to you. But let's go ahead and add adhesive here. I think I'm okay with it. What about you? I mean, what about you guys? I like to always hear what you guys say. If that type of stuff, you're just like, yeah, just can't do it. I get it. But I always want to know what you guys prefer because that helps me when I create videos for you guys. All right, I'm going to add this here on the inside of my card. I am kind of lining it up with the edge. Okay, so there is the inside of my card. You remember this piece that we cut? Okay, this is going to go on top of the cherry cobbler right in the middle. That's where we're going to write our message. All right. Now, these 2 pieces, remember we have them set just right because I can't guarantee that's correct. Okay. I die cut them exactly the same for a reason. So don't let these get off as you're working with them. We're going to be adding this one right here. So I'm going to put my adhesive along the edges. This is the other reason I wanted kind of a nice thick frame, is I wanted to have space to add adhesive. All right. Now you can see right where that white frame is. And of course we're centering it up in the cherry cobbler. There we go. Now let me show you on the inside. Really, with this, you can't see my adhesive too much. You know, you really can here, right? But you can't see it too much there. But I'm going to go ahead and add this because it just really makes it pretty, okay? It kind of changes things up for me. So let's add adhesive right here. I'm going to do my best to read a comment or two. Oh, Georgia says you make great videos. Thank you. Fran, I as well would cover it. Okay, so Christina, what are people saying? Do they prefer to cover it? Oh, you're muted, my dear.
Pretty much everybody is saying they would prefer to cover it. It would drive them crazy to see the adhesive on the back.
I hear that. Okay. Well, I will then make a mental note of that. And then what I can do very simply is just add another cherry cobbler to that. Okay, friends, that is where we're at with our card so far. Now let's add a stamped image. And to do that, I'm going to use the Courage and Faith stamp set. And I liked the Trust in the Lord with All Your Heart. This, I just thought, first of all, I love this stamp set. I think this is beautiful. I'm going to come in with cherry cobbler. And I have that other little piece of white. And so what I'm going to do in cherry cobbler ink, I'm going to stamp this. And you want to stamp it right in the middle of that cardstock. This is where we're going to come back in with another die. And it is this one. And it looks like it is, did I tell myself? Yes, die number 3. Okay, so I'm going to bring my machine back in. And we're going to die cut one more time, my friends. And then these little ones that we did here, this is what we're going to hide on the inside. So we are going to line that up, center that up. Remember that tip that I like to just keep my thumb right there as I'm rolling it through until the rollers get it. All right. I'm officially done using my die cutting machine. So I'll get that out of my way. Now this one, you have an option. I think I'm going to add it with Stampin' Dimensionals. Why not? Why not do something a little bit different? So Stampin' Dimensionals, again, with this clear acetate card, it kind of just gives it, I don't know, kind of makes it even more special, right? Just gives more of the floating image. So let's see what we can do here. But again, oh, I would never want these Stampin' Dimensionals to show. So we're going to take this. We will add it right in the center. You guys know my other trick. I never press anything down until I'm sure I'm happy with it, and I am. Ick, right? Super ick. I'm going to take that frame that I cut out. We'll cover that. Let's make sure we get it right over it. This is another one, and I'm going to recommend, see, I can see I did not quite get it there. Let's see what it looks like on the front. Yep, I need to scoot it over just a little bit. But don't worry, I don't press anything down. I would also like to hear, if you guys don't mind, how many of you have a lot of these acetate sheets you've been holding on to. I know I have so many of them, all of these little guys. So I'm so excited to have a fun card I get to make with it. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to add a bow. And this is the iridescent trim. And I love it, again, because it's got this nice iridescent. We've got this acetate. It just lent itself so beautifully to my acetate card. I'm going to put that right there. Make sure you give it a good press. And there we go. You're going to want to kind of write your message sort of small, even if it's just, you know, thinking of you, and you sign it. I think this card is absolutely stunning, and they're just going to flip over that. So you remember what I was saying about the fingerprints, and oh, this one had a few on there. You know what? Once you kind of get it all done, they all sort of just disappear. Okay, we've just got a lot going on there. Again, like I said, it's going to stand. It's going to go through the mail just fine. If you're concerned about it getting bent, you could always just add a piece of cardstock 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 to your envelope. That would just, kind of make it a little more sturdy. We don't want any of this to bend. That would be ugly. So there we go, friends. That is our acetate card. Now, I told you I had something special to share with you before I close out here. Many of you had asked about the wedding invitations that we made for Jenny's wedding. And I kept saying, oh, I'm going to get one and show it to you guys. So let me show you. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here. We did all kinds of cool stuff on this card. Now, this is a retired stamp set, Dainty Delight, but it was perfect for Jenny's wedding. And you might also notice this color. It's Mary Merlot and Blushing Bride and Soft Succulent, all colors that retired, but I knew it was Jenny's colors, so I stocked up before those colors went away. So you can see it kind of opens up. So there are the kids, okay? And then Jenny had these printed up, and then there's all her details. And you notice we did some dry embossing on the inside. I got to tell you, my nephew said to me, he says, Connie, I think you need to change your marketing strategy from Simply Simple Stamping to something else, because he said this card had more pieces and parts than every car I've ever owned. And it was really, really fun. So, added some of those little brass butterflies as well. We did some coloring. It was a lot of fun to create these, and it's kind of nice to have something special for her wedding. So those were her invitations. And another thing I want to do before I close is share with you what we're going to create next week. Next week, we're going to do some Halloween or Christmas little treat bags. Do you guys like to give maybe your grandchildren or maybe some of the neighborhood kids that are next door something special? These are super easy, and I'm using clear envelopes to create them. You've got a great place here on the back to add a message. And let me tell you, these can be used for anything. Of course, we've got Halloween and Christmas coming up, so I focused on those, but Valentine's or party favors, just about anything. These are going to be great. All right, friends, one last thing I need to share before I close. Tomorrow's a big day. Big day. This weekend is a big day, because the Creative 8 Retreat registration early bird takes place this weekend. Do me a favor. If you guys have been to the retreats in the past, just let everyone know there in the comments how much fun they are. They are truly a blast. It is a weekend of stamping set aside just for you. And you don't have to buy anything special to participate, because our job as a Creative 8 team is to teach you how to use what you already have. How's that? We are not asking you to go out and buy, $1,000 in supplies, nothing. We are going to show you how to use what you have. You're going to have videos. You're going to have written instructions. You're going to have live videos with us. So you're going to be kind of creating and having fun with the Creative 8 team and with other stampers from all over the world. It is truly a unique experience. I believe this is our 19th retreat. We hold them 4 times a year. So this is our fall retreat. We'll be doing a lot of seasonal Christmas and fall and Thanksgiving and things like that. That's what we're going to be sharing with you in this retreat. Registration starts tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central Time, 8 a.m. Eastern. And you can go to simplysimplestamping.com tomorrow morning. That's where you'll register. And the reason you want to register this weekend is because when you register during early bird, we're going to gift you 4 fun fold bonus tutorials. Who doesn't love a good fun fold? And so you're going to get those as well from the Creative 8 team. If you're not familiar with the Creative 8 team, that is Sharon Armstrong, Brandy Cox, Jackie Bolheis, and myself. We've been doing this quite a long time now, and really started during 2020. During the pandemic, we missed stamping with our friends, and so this gave us that opportunity, and it's just exploded from there. So I hope that you guys will join us. It really is a fantastic retreat, and you'll love having all those written tutorials and the lives to have, as I like to say, a stamping weekend set aside just for you. Okay, let's say you can't make it. The retreat is October 25th and 26th. If you're not able to make it, don't worry. You can still participate whenever you want. Guys, these videos and the replays of the lives are there for you forever. They don't go away. So that's something that kind of sets us apart as well. These are not one of those that you have 1 month to watch it. You'll have it forever. So 5 years from now, and you want to recreate something that we shared at a retreat, you'll still have access to it. So I hope that you guys will head over to simplysimplestamping.com tomorrow morning. Look under Creative 8 News, and you'll find all the information that you need right there. Christina, thank you for being here. I sure appreciate you. And bless her little heart. She's trying to be on Facebook and over on YouTube. And so she's been a little quiet because she's having to do double duty today.
It's been a lot, but I've enjoyed getting to talk with everybody.
Good, good. Well, everybody, thank you again for being here. And we will see you next week for those treat bags. All right. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.